Good morning. This is Alexis Parker, sitting in with Giovanni Gallucci and Chloe Dawn, and this is the Daily Trend Report.
Morning, Alexis. You look like you already ran a sunrise loop with Ruby.
2 miles before the coffee went cold. Worth every step.
I'm on my second cold brew and I regret nothing.
Then let's work. Today, your own employees turning into your best creators, a court that just rewrote what a food label has to say out loud, and the brands that made their own history the whole point.
So the story Eddie, Travis, and Jamie all circled this week isn't a viral post. It's a payroll decision. Gap opened its creator program to its own employees, warehouse, stores, corporate, and the bar to get in is 500 followers.
500, not 50,000. That number is the whole tell.
The public version of that program already did around 30,000 posts, and 154 million people reached. So Gap looked at the payroll and drew the obvious line. Staples got there by accident, and Associates' restocking videos took off on their own, and instead of shutting her down, they leaned in. She's near 600,000 followers and still working the floor.
And 5 years ago, that same associate got fired for it. Sherwin-Williams canned a guy over viral paint mixing videos. The whole posture flipped in one cycle.
So why does 500 beat 50,000, Gio?
Because 500 followers is 500 people who actually know her. That's a real graph, not rented reach. And she works there tomorrow. You can't invoice for that. A paid creator rents you credibility they built somewhere else, for exactly as long as the check clears. An employee brings consequences. That's not cheaper reach, it's different reach.
And the audience already sorts for it. Preference for AI-made creator content fell to about a quarter of what it was 3 years ago. The same instinct that rejects the slop rejects the rented smile.
Right, so the cheapest, most credible roster you'll ever field already badges in every morning. You've just been trained to keep them off camera.
The thing that kills these programs is the caption bank. The second legal hands out an approved script, it reads like the brand wrote it, and it dies.
Every time. You can't script authenticity and then bill it as authenticity. And here's the part for the little operator. Gap needed 9 months and a legal review. A 12-person shop has 12 people who already know the product cold and don't need a lawyer to describe it.
The Staples one gets me. Her biggest video is just a demo of a thing they actually sell, a custom signature stamp, and it cleared 6 million views. Office supplies.
Because it's a service demo shot by the person who does it every day, at zero production cost. No agency brief on earth writes that voice. The product shows up doing its job instead of posing for a photo. That's the whole unlock.
So it's an edge the giant can't actually press.
Their people are the one content asset a competitor can't buy. Both the platform math and the shelf just move toward them. Write the permission slip, pay real money, and get out of the edit. The line runs your way for once.
And it beats the polished shoot because it doesn't smell rented.
People can smell rented enthusiasm across a parking lot. A stranger who watched a creator get paid last week won't believe them about your jeans. The person who works the counter, they will. Real beats polished right now, and real is the one thing you already own. 3 moves before we shift gears. 1. Write a 1-page permission slip today. What staff can show, what they can't, and that they get paid. Then hand them the phone and stop hovering.
2. Publish from the employee's own account, not the brand page. The person carries trust the logo never will, so let the person post.
3. Pay in real dollars, never swag. Unpaid advocacy gets you 3 posts and a resentment engine. Keep it voluntary, and it stays believable on camera.
Okay, mine's a court ruling, and for once it helps the little guy. A federal court told USDA to rewrite the bioengineered disclosure rule by 2028 and killed the exemption that let refined corn oil and sugar skip the label entirely.
Which is roughly 70% of the GMO ingredients in the center store. All of it's been riding around unlabeled inside chips and soda for years.
And Travis flagged the second half nobody's covering. A QR code by itself no longer counts as disclosure. It has to be printed on the package.
That's the one that matters. A QR code was never about convenience. It moved the truth off the box onto a server the manufacturer controls, where a shopper needs one bar of signal and the patience of a saint. Almost nobody scans it standing in a cold aisle. It was compliance without communication, and the companies with the biggest legal departments were the ones using it.
So the giants quietly moved the truth to a place people never look.
And the small brands who print it plain on the back panel have eaten that cost for a decade with no credit. This ruling hands the credit back. For once, the rule lands on the operator's side of the table instead of the other one.
It won't stay rare for long, though.
No, 18 months and the whole aisle says it, which is exactly why the brand that speaks first owns the story, and everybody after sounds like a follower.
So what does a small, clean label brand actually do with this?
Here's the quiet math. On-package text costs the same to print for a $4 billion company and a $4 million one. That's the closest thing to a level field this category has seen in a decade. And you've got about 18 months where saying your label has nothing to hide is still rare. By 2028, every package on the shelf carries the same line, and the story's ordinary. The scarcity's now, not then.
And the honest version of that isn't a compliance notice.
No, don't post the court case, post the receipts. Show the field, show the spec sheet, show the actual supply chain on a normal Tuesday. Not the founder's face, the work. Bank that content now, while the shelf next to you still looks like the old world.
What's the actual thing to film, though?
The unglamorous stuff. The pallet coming off the truck, the sourcing sheet on the desk, the grower you actually call by name. A national brand sourcing through 5 middlemen structurally can't show you that. You can shoot it on a phone before the lunch rush and pin it for the next 2 years.
One caution. Don't turn it into fear content about GMOs.
Right. The court ruled on the shopper's right to know, not on a health claim. Stray into medicine and you've traded a clean story for an FTC problem. Stay on transparency and you're on solid ground. Show it, don't say it. Here's what to actually do with all that. 1. Cut a plain explainer on what a bioengineered disclosure even is and pin it. Be the one who explained it before the shelf changed.
2. Start a standing receipts series. The field, the invoice, the supplier document, 1 post a week. Proof of work, not a founder monologue.
3. Make the dead QR code your hook. A 10-second reel on why a code was never a real label teaches your shopper and dunks on nobody by name.
Last stretch, and this is from what brands actually shipped this week. Travis and Eddie landed on the same idea from opposite ends. The stuff that worked had a real past. The stuff that flopped faked one.
Start with what worked.
AMF, the bowling outfit, rebuilt its whole identity around 126 years of heritage. The agency called it a classic since always. They didn't modernize away from the past. They made the past the product, top to bottom, signs to social. Design Press picked it up cold.
That's the Americana thing I love. You don't invent the story, you already lived it.
And nearly every regional operator has this sitting in a drawer and never opens it. Smaller version, same move. A functional energy brand ran a candy apple flavor built on a childhood memory instead of another function claim. The nostalgia is the hook. The product closes the sale.
There's a snack brand pulling the same lever. 90s lunchbox flavors fronted by the actor from the show everybody watched after school.
Same play. And notice what it never does. It doesn't open on the ingredient deck. It opens on the lunchbox and lets the cleaner label do its work after the shopper's already reaching. Virtue never starts the story. The memory does.
Now the flop.
An agency got caught running 15 fabricated publicists. AI headshots, fake names, pitching real reporters on behalf of real clients. The reporters caught it fast, and the brands took the reputational hit for something they never even authorized.
So one brand mined a real past. The other manufactured a fake present.
That's the whole lesson in 2 stories. You can't fake a history you don't have, and when you try, it goes off with your name on it. But if you've got real years behind you, that's a well a competitor can't dig. A brand born last quarter can't buy $18.99.
So the move isn't a one-off nostalgia post.
It's a franchise. Turn the history into a recurring segment, the since always beat, the origin story your customer can't get anywhere else. Run on a schedule so people come back for it. Consistency is what turns a memory into a habit.
It's almost the opposite of chasing reach. You're showing the same people something only you have.
And that's the cheaper play anyway. A regional operator with real history owns a story a billion-dollar roll-up can't manufacture at any price. So quit burying it 3 lines down under product copy and put the year up front where it belongs. 3 things from this one. 1. Build a recurring heritage segment. Same slot, same theme, your real history told one piece at a time.
2. Lead with the memory, let the product close. Open on the lunchbox, the old sign, the year, not the ingredient deck.
3. Never manufacture a past you don't have. If the story's real, mine it. If it isn't, tell a different true one, because the fake always gets caught.
That's the report for today. If you run a food or beverage brand with a great product and a feed that's gone quiet, posting 5 times a week into silence, that's the problem I fix. GallucciNet builds the organic social strategy that finds your real audience and turns it into a community. No paid crutch required. I've done it for Chili's and Brinker and a long shelf of independents. If your feed deserves better than crickets, come find me, gallucci.net, or DM at GallucciNet on Instagram or LinkedIn. Talk tomorrow.